Oh my god, it's just been so taxing tonight. Do I want to talk about Israel-Palestine? I feel like you've probably already heard so much coverage of it. Like, I just don't want to like regurgitate shit you guys probably have already fucking heard, you know what I'm saying? Fuck Israel and fuck Hamas. There you go. There you go. There's also this thing that MILF sent me. Oh. Silly me. Silly me. I forgot to unmute the fucking Discord tab.
Okay, so am I trapped out here? Is that what it is? Why don't the Capitol Police are not arresting these people? This is an insurrection. Throw these people out. Like, what is happening? It's gonna be a fucking insurrection again. Okay, well. So on January 6th, they arrested everybody, and the Department of Justice is still going after them all, but yet everybody's allowed to stay in here and do this. Is that right?
Do you think that's what the same as January 6th, similar to January 6th?
I don't know. I mean, we're going to find out.
I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't know. We're gonna find. Wow. All right. Yeah, they look so dangerous. They look so dangerous. Let me tell you, they look so dangerous. Macron, you know, that one guy from France who we don't like, banned pro-Palestine demonstrations in France. So many people came to demonstrate in Paris tonight. Paris. Ooh, oui, oui. That Macron's police were forced to leave. 1312. 1312. 1312. Yeah, they do. Look at this shit. This is such a huge crowd. Like for real though, like this does show power in numbers. This does show power in numbers. Absolutely. Yo, we have nothing to lose but our chains. So like, let's throw a big party in public. Could you imagine 340 million Americans just like being like, you know what? Fuck work. Let's all get drunk and high and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you just imagine like we were just like, hey, let's just all like throw a party for a weekend, you know, like literally all of us. Like, what if we did that? And if the cops have any issue with it, we'll pee on their cars in a video game. Nothing violent, you know, just like, you know, go the fuck away. Quit being a buzzkill, bro. So that happened. Hassan, resident person that the internet hates, raised $1 million for Palestinians and others who live among the Gaza Strip and are currently, you know, under siege by, you know, the empire.
This is all a product of Israel being an apartheid state. This is a violent apartheid state. There is no way to be a peaceful
Hassan,
apartheid
let me ask you
state.
this.
It is a violence. It is a violence required for its maintenance.
Okay, listen.
And that violence is frustrating people.
I hear you.
That violence is radicalizing people.
But here's
Hold on.
I hear
as far as Israel, as far as what Benjamin Netanyahu has done, as far as the war government, what they have done, Pierce, going into Gaza and bombing Gaza and killing 3,480 Palestinians so far in Gaza, 1,000 plus children out of all of those casualties, 22 hospitals being bombed, a bakery, the only remaining intact bakery being bombed yesterday. These are horrifying crimes that you would openly say are horrifying and unjustifiable when Russia does it, but when Israel does it, Israel has a right to defend itself. This is identical to the same talking points that I've heard from every Israeli administration official, the same talking points that I've heard from American politicians.
Sorry, that was just really based. I had to play it.
Right to defend itself. This is identical to the same talking points that I've heard from every Israeli administration official. It's the same talking points that I've heard from American politicians championing the exact same talking points. It's the same thing that I've heard from everyone else in the media. You might have been against the Iraq war, and you used that, but you're using that for evil, in my opinion, at this point. If you are not sitting here and condemning those acts of war crimes, those acts of violence, those acts of collective punishment.
I'll play it again. That was good. That was good. That was good. Good on Hassan, and kudos to the Pikers, the Hassanites, the 9/11ers. What does he call his community? The puppy dog emote puppies, the Kayas. I don't know. What was it? Does he even have a name for his community? Oh, dumb fucks, probably, because he calls everyone a dumb fuck. He hates his community. Hasanabi heads, right? This is yeah. Kudos to them. Well, I was seeing like real-time tweets on it. I didn't watch it, and didn't contribute. I was broke as fuck. Where like the first hour, it was like 250,000, just like right there. It was like so much. The first like 60-70 minutes of it, it was just like, what the fuck, you know? So like I'm thoroughly impressed. Like seriously, good job to them. And if there's anyone here who was a part of that, thank you. Really appreciate it. My hat's off to you. I'm proud of you. That's good. It's not a bad thing or a white savior complex to help people who are in need. So good on you. That was good. Why does everyone hate Hassan? Okay, so here's the thing. I like Hassan sometimes. His Russian-Ukraine takes have gotten better. His takes on China are dog shit. I'll say this. Hassan and I probably agree on 85% of things. There's probably, in that 15%, some shit where I'm like, you almost sound like a tanky. Or it just isn't true, or it just isn't factual. So I don't hate on him too hard. It's just that there's times where he misses and it's like, whoa, dude, that's a bit of a miss. Also,
I'm gonna drop a hot take that people aren't gonna like.
I think a piece of it too is also that like he's hot and people know it. I don't like this hot Turkish guy making smart points. There was a post here that President Sunday quote tweeted, and I can't access it, but it's weird because I'm not blocked. So I don't know what that's about. 1,000 Jewish civilian deaths is a genocide. 3,000 civilian Palestinian deaths is people die in war. I think Eris might be insane. Okay, so there are times when President Sunday I feel is very uncharitable, but at the same time, just some of the things that aristocracy fucking posts, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Genocide is determined by intent, not number of casualties. Then I guess they're trying to genocide each other. Then that doesn't exclude Israel. What the fuck? Maximizing what Hamas did, a terrorist group that was funded by Israel, as genocidal, and minimizing what the state of Israel is doing as not genocidal, then you condemn people for calling Israel's actions genocidal is honestly fucking insane. Going into the post, I sympathize with you a little, but holy fuck, using your trauma. Yeah. It was like some like really long, like honestly trauma dump. That like from what I read was like, it was like understandable because it was kind of like one of those things where it's like, I'm, you know, as a Jewish woman, I'm afraid for my life. And it's like, okay, well, you know, I can't invalidate that, you know, I'm not in your shoes, you know, so like I can't be like, no, that's dumb to think. Like, I can't do that. That's, you know. But it was also getting to a point where I was like, dude, like, maybe, like, you live in fucking Canada, okay? And she's been on a block spree, too, recently. It's just kind of been like, bro, like, really? Like, why? This happened.
We are operating militarily according to rules of international law, period. Unequivocally. It's an entire nation out there that is responsible. It's not true. This rhetoric about civilians not aware, not involved, it's absolutely not true. They could have risen up. They could have fought against that evil regime which took over Gaza in a coup d'etat. But we're at war. We are at war. We're at war we are defending our homes. We're protecting our homes. That's the truth. And then when a nation protects its home, it fights. And we will fight until we break their backbone. We are working.
He's basically just said that there's no civilians in Gaza. There are no war crimes being committed since they're all combatants. This is cartoonishly evil shit. So the moment that you generalize an entire people, okay, and you honestly it's honestly the same thing as like the trans thing, you know, where it's like if you call all trans people pedophiles, and we kind of have collectively agreed that, you know, killing pedophiles is an acceptable thing, then you're basically saying and setting up the board for genociding trans people. So if you say that all Palestinian people could have, you know, changed this, that, or the other, you know, when like no one else would like lead them or have their back, you know, you're basically asking them to completely dismantle and destroy their own tiny semblance of organization and governance by removing Hamas, right? Which like is unfortunate, but like it is what it is, you know. If you have evil people leading you, you still have structure. Sure, you could do the right thing and get rid of those evil people, but you're also in turn getting rid of all societal structure. You're getting rid of all semblance of governance. So it's like, well, you're in a catch-22 now, you know, where you could cause more chaos by getting rid of the chaotic element. What the fuck do you do? Okay? And so based on this, and smearing all of them as not one person is a civilian, they're all combatants, they're all for killing everyone in Israel and killing all Jews. Now we're completely justified in anything and everything that we fucking do, including white phosphorus. So it's like, okay, well, so you could just do whatever the fuck you want now, right? That's what they're hoping to get away with. It's truly malevolent, manipulative fucking shit. By the way, in case there's any like weirdo lurkers who are like hate watching and they're like, you're pro-Palestine and you're pro-Hamas. Well, you're literally a racist, by the way. Like that makes you a bad person to think that. And it's a shame that, you know, your mom didn't make the good decision of like going through with that abortion. It's like saying everybody in a ghetto neighborhood are all killers and druggies when it's like 3 crackheads that scream all day. Dude, no shit though. Yeah, you might have some small disturbing elements to some ghetto or hood somewhere, but that doesn't mean that everybody's gangbanging in that bitch. Like, it's fucking crazy, bro. In this crucial moment when genocide can still be halted, Jews are being arrested at the White House for calling for a ceasefire. People getting arrested and getting replaced by more people willing to commit civil disobedience to make sure those inside the White House know this is urgent and the world is watching. Okay, so check this shit out.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire.
We have pro-Palestinian liberation Jews calling for a ceasefire, and they arrest them. Like we really are showing our asses, dude. Like, I'm tempted. I'm not gonna say this as like a conclusive, this is my opinion thing, but there's a part of me that's tempted to almost be like, holy shit, Americans are more racist to Palestinians than black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like, holy shit, the racism. It's like, bro, they're so pro-Israel that they're like totally like, oh, Palestinians, oh, they're humans? I never heard of that. Like, it's so crazy to me. The dehumanizing erasure of Palestinian people during this conflict. It's so crazy to me, man. It's almost like as if you were presented, the average American, if you presented them with a choice, an ultimatum, where it was like, okay, slavery's back, black people picking our cotton, we get to rape their women. Plantations, they're back, baby. Or we continue to not recognize Palestinians as human beings and we just continue to genocide them by backing Israel's apartheid fucking regime. I feel like more people would choose the latter than the former. It's like that bad. I'm not saying that's like factual, but I'm saying it's like that bad. You know what I'm saying? People just hate Palestinians and I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I think a big portion of it is because like these born again Christians who believe in the rapture and shit is like, they're like so hell-bent on making sure that Israel is the sacrificial altar upon which like all of the Israelites get fucking sacrificed for their, in order to ascend to heaven, and they got their instant transcendence, you know, their golden ticket to the pearly gates and shit. Like, it's all out of like selfish, self-centered self-preservation and egomania. It's all about them, and it's all about like it's an ulterior motive, and their motives aren't pure. So it's been so concerning that I would see this is a fake account, a bot, probably IDF misinformation. There's no one at AJ English, I'm guessing Al Jazeera, with this name. Farida Khan, journalist at, I'm guessing Al Jazeera English, right? Is that it? Yes. Journalist at Al Jazeera, reporting truth from Gaza and Palestine. Al Jazeera English even retweeted this saying, we don't have anyone by this name in our logs of employment. So I looked up _ Farida Khan, and I quadruple checked. Am I spelling this correctly? Yes, I am. Okay, so this is the @ handle. Yes, it is. They deleted it because I doubt that this is a ban. I doubt that this is a suspension. I feel like it would say this account is suspended, but it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. They got caught and they backed out. Some serious, crazy, insane amounts of misinformation. Concerning amounts of misinformation. Corey Bush says, I denounce any action to censure Rashida Tlaib, the only Palestinian American in Congress. These Islamophobic and racist efforts are an attempt to discredit her perspective and scare those courageously speaking up for Palestinian human rights. Solidarity with my sister in service. Absolutely. And then you got this motherfucker. You should be censored too. Okay, so literally just say, I want all brown people to die. Just say it, dude. Literally, just fucking say it. If you think people should be censured over advocating for Muslim human rights, not even Muslim. There are Palestinians who are Christian. There are pro-Palestinian Jews. Just say you want brown people to die. Just say it, dude. Because what are they being? What is Rashida being censured over? And what do you want to censure Corey Bush over? Speaking up for Palestinians not being genocided by a fucking imperialist fucking regime, a theocratic-fascist fucking apartheid state like Israel. Charlie Kirk says we must stop importing people who hate Jews and hate America. The experiment has officially failed. They always drop this line, by the way. The experiment has officially failed. What do you mean the experiment? What experiment? The experiment of multi-races trying to get along with each other? That one? The multiculturalism? That experiment? So what are you saying? Only one race and one culture? Sus. Sus. And it's not even, dude, they're not even hating on Jews. They're not hating on America. You know what they're really doing? You know what they're really doing? They're chanting this. They're literally high school kids chanting Free Palestine chants. There's nothing anti-Semitic there. There's nothing anti-American there. I don't know what you're talking about. I am not anti-Semitic, and I am not anti-American. I am not anti-protest. I am not anti people expressing their First Amendment rights. What I am anti is small face. I am anti-Charlie Kirk. I am discriminatory. I am racist towards small-faced people. Small face, very little swinky face. Small face. His face is small. Very small. Very small. You know, it's kind of like putting a grape next to a basketball. There's just no comparison. The face is so the phrenology of inferior humans like Charlie Kirk. It's wild stuff. It really is. Very small. On a serious note, it's not just in Gaza. It's not just Palestinian people specifically, but Palestinian Americans as well. And Palestinians abroad. And I cannot stress enough how this conflict now become war that Israel is waging has affected the rest of the world.
What type of hate has to be manufactured in the head of a man for him to stand over a 6-year-old boy and stab him 26 times? And to turn on the TV and to go to your school and to hear from your corporations an acknowledgement of everybody's humanity except for your own. There's more than just the man that stabbed a 6-year-old boy here. Every single Palestinian child looks like Wadir. And when we mourn Wadir, we are mourning all of those children. And when we condemn the hate that killed Wadir, we are condemning the hate that has killed all of those children. And while we appreciate these statements of sympathy, we do not appreciate empty words of condolence without a commitment to course correct. There's a lot of complicity to go around here.
I wish it went on farther. Forbes put out the funeral for the boy. Yeah, no, I just want to say too that I don't care if you're Jewish or Palestinian or Christian or atheist or black or Hindi, white, Middle Eastern, fucking Asian, Hispanic, Satanist, whatever. Like, he was 6. You know, like a 6-year-old was stabbed to death 26 times. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't give a fuck what your opinion is on Israel or Hamas or Palestine or what have you. There's a definitive aspect to this that is happening with one side over the other. Okay, number one, Israel's the one who has the power. Number two, they could use that power if they wanted to cease fire or to stop the fighting, period. They choose to continue it. This is their ball. The ball is in their court now. Okay, number three, as far as the information I have acquired, the information that has been available to me personally, maybe there's something I missed, I don't know, but as far as I am aware, there are no pro-Hamas or let alone pro-Palestinian people who have stabbed 6-year-old Jewish boys to death 26 times. As far as I'm aware, It's just, the guy who did it, I don't even think was Jewish. The guy who did it, I don't even think he was Jewish.
A 71-year-old man charged with a hate crime after the fatal stabbing of a 6-year-old boy. His mother was also seriously injured. Police say both were targeted by the suspect for being Muslim. Here's ABC's Alex Prochet.
Okay, yeah. So, it was their landlord, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, the guy wasn't even fucking Jewish or had any sort of Israeli connection. He was just a fucking guy who they were renting from. You know, and now this, like, it's just like, yeah, fuck your opinions, dude. This shit is fueling one side of it to stab a 6-year-old of the other side. And the reverse of that doesn't happen anywhere, as far as I'm aware. It hasn't happened since this conflict has become war. Israel is a force of evil.
I'm going to drop a hot take that people aren't going to like.
Israel is a force of evil. It must be reckoned with. Or else the United States is complicit in genocide, in hate crimes galore, and terrorism. That doesn't mean I'm pro-Hamas. To have that take doesn't necessitate support for Hamas. But when you have shit like this, what do you expect me to think? Last but not least, as far as I'm aware, and I even Googled it, I was like, did Israel or Hamas bomb the hospital? Well, what did the Israeli army say? Citing aerial footage, photos taken in the aftermath of the explosion, recordings said it were of Hamas members. The Israeli military said on Wednesday that the blast was caused by a rocket that misfired after being launched by Palestinian Islamic Jihad. Okay, but Hamas and other Palestinians are saying, yo, no, it was Israel. And they warned this hospital plenty. They were going to do it. And they were like, we can't leave because this is a fucking hospital and we're taking care of people. And they fucking bombed it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay? Yeah, I genuinely don't understand why there's even the slightest room for doubt that Israel bombed a hospital when just a few days ago they warned people to evacuate hospitals. Quite. Israel specifically told the hospital in question to evacuate as they were planning to bomb it. The hospital did not evacuate as it couldn't. Israel then bombed it. Now Israel's desperately lying to avoid blame. I'm not saying Hamas didn't do fucked up shit. I'm not saying Hamas is something to be supported and not condemned or detested. It is. They're disgusting. But 1,403 people in Israel killed, 3,800 there, give or take, injured. Palestinians, 3,478 dead. 12,065 injured. Again, 42% of the Palestinian population in Gaza are 15 years old or under. There is no debate here. Fuck Hamas, but fuck Israel.